Hello students, let's work this problem together. Roland earns $1,200 monthly. The table below shows his monthly budget in dollars and percentages. Choose the statement that is supported by the table. So supported, we are looking for something that is true. Let's look at our first statement. Rolly spends 30% of his monthly budget on rent. So we're going to go ahead and look at rent, $432. Since we want to know if that is the correct percent, we're going to go ahead and set up a percent box. So for letter A, I'm going to make a percent box. And I am interested in the part that has to do with rent. So we put part over total, and we want rent. We will have regular numbers, and we will have percent numbers. Okay, so we have multiple numbers, and we can decide how we want to fill in the box. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the 30%. And so we'll put 30% as the part that they're saying is for rent. And then we know that the total in percent is 100, because that would be the entire monthly budget. Now again, the entire monthly budget in the regular amount or dollars is $1,200. So what we're trying to find out is how much rent would Roland pay if the rent was 30% of his budget. So here we're going to cross multiply 30 times 1,200 is 36,000. And that is equal to x times 100, which is 100x. Now we have a one-step equation. So for the one-step equation, we're going to make sure that we do the same thing to both sides of the equation. And so since we have a coefficient of 100, we're going to divide by 100. Whatever I do to one side in the equation, I have to do it to the other. So 100 divided by 100 is 1. So we get x equals, and on this side we have 36,000 divided by 100. We can divide both of them by 100, and that would take away 2 zeros from each, and that's 360 divided by 1, which is 360 is equal to x. So when we look at the rent, 30% would be $360, but that is not true. Roland paid $432. So he's not spending 30%, he's spending more than 30%. So this is not true or false. So we can scratch that answer out. Let's look at answer choice B. Roland spends $280 of his monthly budget on cell phone and car payment. So we have the car payment and the cell phone. That's 15 and 5% for a total of 20%. So we can make our percent box. So for our percent, we know that we got 20% for the part that we are looking for. The part, again, remember, is cell phone and car payment. We got 20% out of 100% for the total budget. We know the total is 1,200, and we want to know how much that would be. What would be the regular dollar amount? So we can cross multiply. Our cross product is 1,200 or 1,200 times 20. That's 24, because 12 times 2 is 24, and then we add the 3 zeros, and that is equal to x times 100, which is 100x. So now we have our one-step equation, and we're going to go ahead and solve it by dividing by the coefficient of 100. But whatever I do on one side, I better do it to the other. So 100 divided by 100 leaves us with x. And here we have 24,000 divided by 100 is 240. 100 divided by 100 is 1. So 240 divided by 1 is 240. So it said that would be 280, but we didn't get 280, we got 240. So this is not true. And so that is not our answer. So we are now on letter C, which says Roland spends 28% of his monthly budget on college savings and taxes. So if we look at college savings and taxes, we can see that's $240 and $96. So we would be able to put those together and see that that gives us a total of $336. Okay, so let's go ahead and set a percent proportion for C. If we make our percent box to the part, to the total, we will have our regular numbers and our percent numbers. So we know that the percent that they want us to use is 28%. And we know that the total for the entire budget is 100%. We also know that the total monthly income is $1,200. And so we can try to figure out what amount we would pay for the college savings and the taxes. So now we're going to use our cross products, and we multiply 28 times 1,200. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Now we can put our placeholder because we're done with the 8. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. And then we're going to add them up. 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry 1. So we get 33,600. And that has to be equal to 100 times x, which is 100x. So now we are going to solve the one-step equation. So we divide by the coefficient. We're going to divide by 100 on both sides. It's an equation. We do the same thing to both sides. So 100 divided by 100 is x. Because 100 divided by 100 is 1, x. So now we have 33,600 divided by 100. And we will simplify this by dividing both of those by 100. And we will get 336 divided by 1, which is 336. And remember that in the table we had added the amount for college savings and for car payment, and we had gotten 336. So this is true. That is exactly how much he spends on those items. So now we know that C is true. That is going to be our answer. But just to finish it off, we want to look at D. Roland spends 16.5% of his monthly budget on food and cell phone. So food and cell phone, 192 and 5%. Oh, they're going to make us have fun with this one, right? They gave us the food in dollar amount, but they gave us a cell phone in percent. So let's go ahead and figure out what percentage food would be. So we're going to go ahead and put the 192 in our percent box. And then we'll come back and look at the 5% from the cell phone. So we're going to go ahead and make a percent box. We have a very small space here. So we know we're going to put the part in the total. Again, the total is 100% for the budget. And then we have to figure out the percent. That's what I want to do right now. When we have $192 for food out of $1,200. So we're going to multiply 192 times 100. That's going to be 19200, or 19,200. And that is going to be equal to 1,200 times x. So we would divide by 1,200. So this is going to turn into 1x, so x equals, and then here we can divide both of them by 100, and we get 192 divided by 12. So 192 divided by 12 is 1. That would give us 72 left over, and that would be 6. And so x equals 16% for food. Okay? And then remember that they already told us cell phone was 5%, so that's plus 5%. 16% plus 5% is not 16.5%. It's 21%. So this is not true. And so the only answer that was true was C. So the correct answer for this problem is C. Roland spent 28% of his monthly budget on college savings and taxes.